and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. A bill to legalise same-sex marriage in Scotland has passed its final hurdle in Holyrood this week. MSPs voted 105 to 18 to redefine marriage, whilst at the same time rejecting a series of amendments aimed at securing greater civil liberty protections for people who believe in traditional marriage. During the debate, Health Secretary Alex Neil said the Scottish Government respected the decision of those religious groups who did not want to perform gay marriages and claimed there are protections in the legislation so they cannot be forced to take part. But campaign group Scotland for Marriage warned that in time the new law will discriminate against those with sincerely held beliefs. A spokesman said, "This has been a sad day for those who believe in and who have fought for traditional marriage. The overwhelming majority of MSPs have completely ignored public opinion." Meanwhile, former Tory Minister Tim Yeo, who supported the Westminster government's same-sex marriage bill, has been deselected by his local party members in South Suffolk. David Cameron had previously given his backing for Mr Yeo, saying he hoped the MP would be re-selected for the next general election. But the former Environment Minister, who has been an MP for 30 years, lost a private vote that polled around 600 constituency members. Speaking to BBC Radio 4, Mr Yeo explained that there were differences of opinion between him and his local Tories.
Clearly there were some issues on which I may have had disagreements with them. I voted in favour of gay marriage. That wasn't a universally held view amongst my members. I have a very great commitment to addressing climate change. That's not a universally held view. I'm in favour of Britain's membership of the EU. That's not a universally held view.
Are you not right-wing enough?
I wouldn't quite put it like that. I think that there were a number of individual issues where I took a very strong view on principle and will continue to do so, which I was aware were not widely supported.
Plans to assign a state guardian to every child under the age of 18 in Scotland could lead to good parents being penalised, according to sociologist Dr Stuart Waiton. He says, "It will take very little to trigger an investigation into a child, and from there a false picture can easily be arrived at." He's concerned the move could make good parents fair game in the eyes of health and safety zealots obsessed with risk management. Under the Children and Young People Scotland Bill, every child's named person, a state employee, will be able to share information with a wide range of public authorities and intervene without parental consent. Nick Pickles of campaign group Big Brother Watch said, "This whole scheme is an unprecedented attack on the privacy of families and the civil liberties of law-abiding parents and children." MSPs are due to vote on the issue for the final time later this month. Staying in Scotland, and a pro-marriage adoption agency says it is delighted and relieved after winning a battle to maintain its charitable status. St Margaret's Children and Family Care Society, a Roman Catholic adoption group, had been under threat of deregistration because it prioritises placing children with married couples. The Scottish charity regulator told the group last year to change the policy or face removal from their register. But now an appeals panel has ruled in favour of the agency, saying its actions are justifiable and a proportionate means of achieving a legitimate aim. A spokesman for St Margaret's said, "We are delighted and relieved that the threat hanging over us has been lifted. Our only wish is to continue to do the good work for which we have been recognised by the authorities, of placing children in need of families with loving parents." Sex education videos are to be given an age rating following an outcry from parents and teachers. The decision comes after the British Board of Film Classification research report revealed a growing number of parents removing their children from sex education lessons. The report also documents teachers' concerns over Channel 4's controversial sex education DVD, Living and Growing, in which one particular scene is likened to child pornography. Schools will now be told to inform parents about the content of sex education videos before they are shown in class. The report also says that depictions of sex should not be anything more than implied, and the language should not go beyond mild references and innuendo. If either requirement is not met, the material will be effectively banned from use in primary schools. A mother from Birmingham who refused to abort her baby son when she discovered her waters had broken during her 20-week scan says she wants to encourage other women not to lose hope. Rachel Collins recalls being told by a doctor that her baby would die and was advised to have an abortion, but she says, "We already had a name for our baby and I was devastated. I could feel my baby moving. He was alive. How could I get rid of him?" She visited another hospital and was again told her situation would be difficult and that her son might have a squashed face or a club foot, but said they would give the baby a chance. Alfie was born premature a few weeks later by emergency caesarean, but is now healthy and doing well. Collins said, "I just want other women facing similar problems not to lose hope." And finally, a man who was talked out of jumping into the River Thames 6 years ago has been reunited with the stranger who saved his life. Johnny Benjamin had climbed up onto a ledge of Waterloo Bridge after being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder when a passerby intervened to stop him from taking his own life. Johnny said he had gone to the bridge after feeling his life had hit rock bottom, but the stranger just kept saying, "You can get better."
Sure, he just kept saying to me, you know, you can recover, you can recover, you know. He was saying to me that it gets better. And just that message of recovery was so important. And no one had said to me to that point, you can get better. And that's the message that kind of was a kind of lighting bulb moment for me. And I was like, do you know what? He's saying I can get better. And you know, I think I can.
6 years on, and Johnny launched a campaign to try and track down his Good Samaritan, and when Neil Laybourne was alerted to the appeal, he knew that it referred to him. The two men were reunited last week, and Neil recalled how he calmly approached Johnny and said, "Hi mate, can you tell me why you're sitting on the bridge?" And he told me that he was going to take his life that day. We just went from there.
How you doing? Yeah. I'm alright.
Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.